Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome back into my tiny kitchen. And today we're gonna do a challenge. I was like, why not make some cheesecake? So I'm gonna make homemade cheesecake, but I am going to do a challenge where I follow somebody else's recipe of New York cheesecake, and I'm gonna see if I can copy her recipe. Obviously, I'm gonna make some of my integrations into the recipe. I'm not gonna follow exactly how she's doing it. I'll link her recipe down below if you guys don't know who this is. Also, I know it's been a while. I took a break from YouTube and I'm back now, and I'm gonna be posting a little bit of YouTube videos, and then I'm gonna take a break again. But all of you guys who have stayed on my channel, stayed my subscribers, thank you so much. Thank you very, very much. And those of you that are turtily coming in and making their way and subscribing to my channel, thank you and welcome to you guys as well. There will be more videos, more exciting videos coming up your way on this channel, and you would not want to unsubscribe. Also, I don't know what I'm doing, but I said, why not? Let's make cheesecake. So this is my, I think, many failed attempts of trying to make cheesecake. And now here, I'm gonna make cheesecake, and to make it even more exciting, I was like, why not make a YouTube video on it? Okay, so in here, she used graham cracker crust, right? The recipe that I'm following. But I said, why not use the Oreo cookies instead? So I'm gonna be making them with Oreos. Yeah, so I was like, let's substitute it up. And then what else do you guys need to know? So I have obviously cream cheese, because then how am I cheesecake without cream cheese? So there's some cream cheese. So this is Philadelphia cream cheese. And we have some eggs. We have our sifter. We need it. We have our flour. Just making sure I have everything, my measuring cups. And I'm gonna show you guys how I decorate my cheesecake at the end of the video. So I was thinking, why not add some yogurt as well. So I'm making strawberry cheesecake. She's making plain cheesecake, but I'm gonna make strawberry cheesecake. We always spice things up at this channel, right? And then I have my bowl. Oh, anyway, sorry. I have my bowl, and that's ready to go. What else would I like? And you guys might be wondering, so this is the cream cheese I'm using. I think you can find it in your store. Can they see it? So my brother is helping me today. He's gonna be the cameraman. You can say hello to everyone.
Hi everyone.
So anyways, so he's gonna be joining me and he's gonna be filming this video. Okay, so that's why I went on YouTube and I found a recipe that I'm gonna follow. This is my lovely food processor that's been lying here for years. Hopefully it works for this video. I hope so, because then that would be bad. Okay, so now I'm gonna take the lid off, put it on the side, and we're gonna dive in. So guys, by the way, all these ingredients I found out from my local Walmart. You can find them from a grocery store. All my ingredients, they're easily accessible. You can find them anywhere you like, any grocery store. So I'm facing some technical difficulties with the plastic wrap, but we'll get to it. There we go. So this is the large size of Oreos. This is not the normal size of Oreos, so you know, just one big, just in case we need more Oreos. So what I'm gonna do is, I'm not gonna take any cream out. I am just gonna put them as it is into the food processor, right? Just like so. And every time I make cheesecake, it just doesn't work out. So I'm gonna add in a little bit of my implications into the cheesecake and go on from there. So I'm gonna use the whole pack. Let's start with this before the food processor just gives up on me. Let's just start with a little bit. Okay. So look at that, it works. That's good to know. Okay, so this is just a little bit more. It's not as I want it to be. So bro, you want to come over here and show them how it's looking like? Okay, so it should be somewhat like that, as you can see. Oh, look at that, it already looks so yummy. Okay, anyways, maybe I should do more Oreos, or are we good? What do you think? Should we do... Oops. Should we do more Oreos? I just dropped the
I think it needs a little bit more Oreos.
A little bit more Oreos. So we're gonna go with our last batch, and this pack is gonna be over. So I'm just gonna plop that in. I know you guys might be like, oh, where's the butter? Well, it's coming. It's coming. But I was saying let me grind all of these Oreos first, and then I'm gonna add a little bit of butter. And then, yep, this is what happens. I don't know what I'm doing. And also,
No, I think it's the other way.
it's the other way, like this?
Yes.
Like that, right?
Yes.
But it's just...
I think...
Yeah, most probably I think I damaged it, but... Okay, we're good,
Try putting it the other way, like...
So, like that?
No. I don't know how this happened, but guys, we're having some technical difficulties. Trying to put this back together so we can grind the rest of the Oreos.
Yeah.
But...
I'll see you guys in a bit. Let me fix this, and then I'll be back. Technical difficulties. We're back, and now I'm gonna be grinding the rest. So let's take a look on how they turned out. I think it looks good. Now I'm going to be adding some butter. So I don't have room temperature butter, so I have ghee. So I'm just gonna warm ghee up, and I'm gonna plop it into this. Like so. I'm just gonna take, so this is homemade ghee, guys. Just
clarified butter.
Yes. So I'm gonna take some more, about that much, with my spatula, which I have. I love using this thing. It's my favorite thing to use when I'm baking. Just a little bit more. I think that should be good for starters. And for butter, there's no set. I mean, the recipe calls for 1/4 butter, but it depends on how many crackers you use and how much. It just depends on that. So she used so I'll start the recipe in a bit, and then you guys will see. So I'm gonna melt this up a little bit. As you can see.
So I'll add 1 cup of
So
graham
1
cracker
cup.
crumbs. And to that, I'll just add a couple tablespoons of sugar. I have a 1/4 cup of melted butter. Pour that into the bowl. And just stir until the graham crackers are coated.
So we're currently at this part. So I'm just gonna pause the video and check up on my ghee over here. Looks good. Okay. So now,
So it's nice and melted?
yes, it's nice and melted. And I'll just add that in here. I think this is good. It's gonna need all of it. Right, and the remaining, I'm just going to add like so. Oh my gosh. Okay. Now, I'll put the lid back on. So as you can see, the consistency is almost like that. It's like crumbly, and that's the one you want. But I'll just add a bit more butter. I think it's not enough. So I'm gonna take more ghee, warm it up, right? Like so. And we're just gonna add that in. So I think I'm adding 1/4 plus 1/4 because I'm gonna be using all of these graham crackers. I think so. Because I think I have set them out. So I'm just gonna microwave this. 20 seconds. That's how much I'm doing it. Well, so we're almost done. Get that nice in there. Make sure you scrape the sides as you go. Yeah, so it's getting there. Like so. And now I'm going to turn on the processor so we can mix the butter with the crackers. I mean the cookies. That should be good. We don't want to overdo it. So that's just gonna introduce the air. So that's perfect. You can hear the sound over here. That's what you need.
Sounds nice and crispy.
Yeah, like that. So we're good. Now I'm going to take this out. These what am I saying?
These these cookie
These
crumbs.
cookie crumbs out. Oh gosh. These cookie crumbs out, and I'm just gonna put it in here. It's okay. You can put it in there because we're gonna be making our batter. So this is how I set up my pan for making the cheesecake. So we're gonna be making a cheesecake in this. Like the video specifies, actually all videos specify, it's actually beneficial to make the cheesecake in these pans because you can let go of this lock and the cheesecake just falls out like magic, and it's like really beautiful, and you guys will see that. Okay, so now we're gonna put so I put some baking paper in here. It's a non-stick baking paper.
Parchment paper.
Parchment paper, yes, thank you. Use it. So parchment paper. And all I'm gonna do is drop the cookie crumbs on here like so, and I'm gonna take my hands, don't worry guys, it's washed, we're sanitary on this channel. I washed it, and we're just gonna dive in to it. We're gonna start pressing it. You can obviously use a tool if you don't like to use your fingers or hands, and you're just gonna pat it in your pan like so. Like that. So we have a little bit more just to make the crust thick, because I feel like our crust, every time we make cheesecake, our crust just ends up being too thin and it just doesn't work out. So we're piling it on here, as you guys can see, but obviously if you're not comfortable, you don't need to use this much thick base for your cheesecake. So some I'll leave as decoration on the top, as you guys will see later. And I'm gonna distribute this evenly so we don't have like a lumps of unevenness over here. I wanna be uniform, nice. Okay, so that looks good, I think, right? I think that looks good.
That looks
right.
good.
Yeah, getting the cameraman's opinion here.
So you guys can see how evenly distributed the cookie crumbs are. This is gonna form a really solid base for the cheesecake to rest on top.
Yeah, and you guys might have seen in the video she put sugar in there. We're not gonna put sugar because it's already very sweet, and that's just not gonna make any.
And I just pressed the crust into the bottom of the pan. I've preheated my oven to 350, and this simply takes 10 minutes just to set the crust. Cream cheese, 4 packages. Essentially 2 pounds of cream cheese.
So we are using
and now,
2 packets of cream cheese,
I can add
which is about as much cheese using.
She's using 4 packets, so we're using
about how much she's using, but she's not using Philadelphia, and you guys know that Philadelphia cheese, it's pretty big. 1 packet, it's pretty big. So I'm just gonna plop this in here like so. It's coming out. It's coming out. It's getting there. And then we're gonna just plop it in there like this, right?
So we got some Oreo crumbs on the cream cheese as well. Yeah, that's gonna add some flavor.
Yeah, you want the flavor, right? Okay. So now we're on to this part, and I have some measuring cups over here, and she added 1 1/4 cup of white sugar, right? So I have 1 cup over here, and I have also a 1/4 cup. Yeah, 1/4 cup sugar. So 1/4 cup, right? Which I'm gonna be using. I'm gonna be using white sugar because that's all I have. Mostly love coconut sugar, but we don't have that at home right now. So I'm just gonna go with what I have. But we're not gonna add it just now. We're gonna let this beat a little bit like she did in the video. And then I'll add my white sugar in gradually, like she said. Okay, so I'm gonna plug my mixer in. Make sure I have everything. I left my cream cheese out on room temperature to make my life easier. So let's see if that worked or not. I don't know. We can see. But it seems soft a little bit. So it should be easy to, blend. So I'm gonna start with one and increase my weight, make my way up as I'm doing this. So you just want to go like this, not too much, because the cream cheese is still pretty hard. Oh, I believe the cream cheese is done being creamed, so it should look somewhere along the lines like this, but we're not gonna beat it too much because we still want to add the sugar in, right? So I'm gonna add the sugar in gradually. So let's start with 1 cup. So this is 1 cup of sugar that I'm adding. So I'm just gonna go like this. Just trying to makes it really frustrating to work with. So obviously my cream cheese isn't sweetened, so I'm gonna definitely add some sugar in there because then it's just gonna be bland tasting and nobody wants that. Okay, so now I'm gonna add a little bit, so about this much, right? And leave it on the side while I try to cream this in. As I do that, I'm gonna add the remaining sugar, like so. Now I'll add the 1/4 cup as well, and then I'll be back and I'll show you the results once the sugar and the cream cheese has incorporated with one another. Stay tuned. Okay, so currently this is what we're gonna leave it at. We're not gonna cream the cream cheese so much that the sugar and the cream cheese dissolve with one another completely, because I think we're not making cake, and she also didn't do that, the recipe that I'm following. So I'm just gonna follow what she does. And now she's adding 3 tablespoons of cornstarch. So I'm gonna add 3 tablespoons of cornstarch as well. So this is my 1 tablespoon measurement. So I'm just gonna eyeball it, because a little bit eyeballing, but mostly based on the measurement that she's adding, because our cream cheese is always droopy. So I'm just gonna add a little bit more of the binding agent in there, because we're not adding anything to bind the agent with it. So I'm gonna add 4 tablespoons of cornstarch, like that. So I'm using this one. You guys can use any one you like.
Cream cheese.
Let's see where she's at. So the cornstarch is in there.
2 teaspoons of vanilla extract.
So we don't have vanilla at home, so she's adding a little bit of lemon zest. So we're gonna go and add this because we're making strawberry cheesecake. So I'm just gonna add this as flavoring. So this is like milk yogurt. So I'm just gonna plop that in there. So I'm experimenting at the same time and seeing how it's going to be. Yogurt's always good in baking. So yogurt is my favorite too, personally, because I think it adds a lot of flavor. So we're gonna just plop all that in there. So we're gonna make a strawberry
This
cheesecake.
just
So I'm not
heightens
gonna add
that
the
flavor that's already there in the
lemon
cream
zest in
cheese.
it. We actually don't have lemons at home, so I'm not gonna add that in there.
And now for the eggs. 3 whole eggs, and then 1 egg yolk for that.
So I'm gonna be adding 3 eggs only, because I feel like when we add too many eggs, it just doesn't bind very well. So I'm just gonna be adding, because since I added yogurt in there too, so I'm gonna crack that right in there, like so. And honestly guys, I make cheesecake, I don't even know what I'm doing, but hopefully it works out this time.
Added richness. Now that I'm adding the eggs, I make sure I keep the mixer on a lower speed. I don't want to work too much air into the cheesecake at this point, because it'll expand with the heat of the oven and then contract as it cools, and that's where a crack can sometimes develop. The last ingredient to add is the signature ingredient in New York style cheesecake.
Newsflash, we don't have sour cream, so we're just gonna do this. Added the yogurt. I'm gonna add a little bit of flour in there as well, just a little bit. I know she does not add flour, but I'm gonna experiment while I add a bit of flour to see if that helps bind my cheesecake better, right? So I'm gonna mix all these ingredients up on low. We always want to do low, because then we're gonna have everything splashing everywhere, and we don't want to introduce too much air into the cheesecake. I'm gonna scrape the sides of the bowl like she mentioned. So I'm just taking the batter off of the spatula. So this is the current state of the batter. It's very liquidy. So I'm just using this kind of flour, but you guys are most welcome to use any kind of flour you like and your preference says so. You can go with that. There's a little bit of cheese, not cheese, sorry. And also, I had these cheese singles at home.
Cheese strings.
Yes, cheese strings. Sorry. Cheese
Not
singles,
cheese
really?
singles.
Okay, cheese strings. Cheese strings at home. So I was like, why not add that in as well? Which I will be doing. Maybe this might, add some flavor. I don't know. We're just gonna experiment. Because this channel is all about experimenting. We only experiment here. So I'm just gonna crumble the cheese up a little bit so it's easy for me to mix it at the end, the mixer. Don't worry about it, even if the cheese is still there, when you put it in the oven, it's gonna melt anyways. And one thing I like about these cheese strings is that they don't stay solid for too long. So when you put them in heat, they usually melt away. So I have 2. So I'm gonna put this one in as well. Our cheesecake ends up uniformed and it's not droopy, because that's always what our cheesecake ends up being like. And then I want to cry after, because I put so much effort in, and that's what I get. You are done making the crust. You put it in the pan. You need to put it in the oven at 350 degrees Fahrenheit for about 10 minutes, just to make sure that it sticks well. Half a cup of flour, and I'm gonna sift it in like so. So I'm not gonna use too much, because we want it to be a cheesecake, right? We don't want it to be a cheesecake, like actual cake, right? So I'm just gonna add this much in there. Put this on the side and give this a mix like this. So I'm just gonna scrape the sides of the bowl like this. Like that. Okay, now let's see where she is.
And that's sour cream. And there we go. And that's ready. There's really no visible difference to the graham cracker crust once it comes out of the oven, but you do want to give it time to cool before you add the filling. I have a crust already done and cooled. My final step is to take just a little bit of the melted butter and brush the sides of the pan. And here we go. 2 pounds of cream cheese. I'll just pop this in the oven. Sweeten it up with 2 tablespoons of sugar and
Okay, so alright, so that's how she's topping her cheesecake, but we're gonna do it a little bit different. So first I'll bake my graham cracker crust, which I haven't done yet. So I'll bake that, cool it, and then we're gonna put the cheesecake on top, bake it. I'm gonna bake it at 350 degrees Fahrenheit. I'm gonna just do that. Bake it for an hour. You just basically wanna bake it until your cream cheese is like set in the middle, but it's liquidy from the side, but it needs to be set in the middle, like almost like cake. Like when you put a toothpick in, it has to come out clean. So we're gonna bake it that much, which can take, based on your, I don't know, oven temperature, it might take an hour, it might take 2 hours. I mean, you're most welcome to do how she's done it. And we'll be back for garnishing. So currently, this is the status of what it is like outside, and we're making cheesecake inside, which I think is the best thing to do when it's like this outside. My gosh, it's crazy. We should be in spring right now. What is this? And it's snowing. So this is the current status of the cheesecake. Yes, there's a bit of cracks in there, but that's normal. This is better than my every attempt that I've done so far. However, I think I beated it a little bit too much, so maybe less than that. But we're done now, so the baking part's done. I did not bake this at 350 degrees Fahrenheit. I baked it at 400 degrees Fahrenheit for about an hour. And this is the result. So now we're gonna let it cool at room temperature for another hour. Put it, and then we'll garnish it and put it in the fridge for about 6 hours. If you do it more, even better. So as you can see, I'll show you. So when you touch the pan, the cheesecake should jiggle a little bit, and then you know that it's done. Hello. So this is the current update. It's been 1 hour. We have let our cheesecake set to room temperature, and now we're ready to decorate. So how I will decorate this cheesecake is I have some of the cookie crumbs left over. I had some of the strawberries, which I have thinly sliced, like so, like that, just like that. And I'm using these kind of strawberries. You can use like whatever you prefer or your preferences, or you can decorate with blueberries. You know, you can go wild, decorate it whatever you like. And then to top, the ingredient that I'm going to be using is whipped topping on top, because every time I make icing, it just doesn't work out. So this time I thought, why not use whipped topping. So my brother over here will be putting that on top, because I don't know how to. I always get into a mess when I do whipped cream, so I don't touch whipped cream. It gets wild. And then I'm gonna top it with some cookie crumbs, and then with slices of strawberry. So he's just doing it right now. So you're gonna cover the whole thing, okay? Just like that. Wow, that looks so good. How does it feel?
Feels good.
Honestly, this might be even better than icing. I'm not too sure. So that's what the look of it is currently. Now I'm gonna take the cookie crumbs. So I'm gonna have my brother hold the camera for me. I just spread the whipped cream everywhere because it didn't look nice with the squiggles. So I just flattened it out with a knife. You can use a spatula, whatever you like. And then I sprinkled it with the cookie crumbs left over. We don't need to cook this because the butter that turned into ghee was cooked a lot, so it's not gonna hurt your tummy, so it's fine. So I sprinkled it on top, right? And now I have these strawberries nicely cut, and I'm just gonna decorate the sides of it like so. I don't know how this is gonna turn. Oh my god, that just splashed in, you know, it splashed on me. Okay. The strawberries are very slimy, give me a hard time. But yes, I could have gotten strawberry jam and went and did that, but I wanted to make it as natural as possible. So I said, why not have natural strawberries as decoration instead of you know, just like canned strawberries or strawberry jam or sauce. Wow, the strawberries look so good. So I'm just gonna do that. Make another layer on the top. They're just very excited to be in the video. And then I'm just gonna overlap these strawberries like so, going in this direction. Overlapping them. So I guess this recipe turned out good. I'm glad we didn't get any droopiness. So now after this part is done, I'll just put it in the fridge for at least overnight, or looking at my cheesecake, I don't even think so I need to put it in the fridge for that long. And then you just dig in. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the recipe. I enjoyed making it. Always love doing YouTube, and I guess because of your good luck, it turned out amazing. Please try the recipe and subscribe, like this video, and keep smiling. See you next time. Bye.